At ASH, a lot of data has been presented, updates on clinical trials treating patients with ALL. I think there are currently some very interesting progress. I mean, I think we have now seen that the Novartis product has now been approved by the FDA for the treatment of relapsed refractory ALL in patients under the age of 25 based on their phase 2 trial. Now, SUMA-3, which is a company-sponsored trial from the company Kite, has been reporting on their dose-finding phase 1 trial in patients with relapsed refractory ALL. So far, about 39 patients have been treated. The question was which dose to be used, and looking at 2 times 10 to the 6 per kilogram, 1 times 10 to the 6, and 0.5 times 10 to the 6 cells given to the patients after relapsed refractory ALL patients. It's clearly that there's a tendency that the safety profile seems to be improving with a lower rate of cytokine release syndrome of higher severity if you give patients a lower dose of CAR T cells in these patients without losing efficacy for patients which have been heavily pre-treated. I think what is also quite important that also patients which have already seen CD19 directed therapy via blinatumomab also had a chance of being responders with this kind of therapy. So there's a sequence that you can really imagine that even blin treatment failures can move on to receive CAR T cell therapy in these patients. I mean, this is a trial that has only been done in the US. So the advantage of course, that the T cells are produced centrally at Kite Pharma in California, and then are shipped to the site. So the downtime from leukapheresing the patient to actually treating the patient is less than 3 weeks, which is actually quite favorable for this quite advanced technology, and is very helpful. Nevertheless, still there are patients, if you say all comers, not every patient will actually be treated. You will lose patients due to progression. You will lose patients to production problems potentially in that situation. That is the caveat in that situation. So where do I see this going? Obviously, this is still, for this product, early days. It has to be seen in a phase 2 and phase 3 trials, what it is, the potential in the real world. But overall, I think is to be said that this is clearly something that will be established as a line of therapy, potentially the first or the second relapse treatment for patients with ALL. Knowing that patients which are responders with CARs, there is evidence that those patients are even long-lasting responders, potentially maybe even cured, which is a difficult word to use in ALL, but time will tell after a couple of years. So I think that is a clear option for our patients with relapsed refractory ALL.